Mother died today. Maybe yesterday. I don't know. That was the news that arrived this morning. I didn't cry. I didn't feel anything extraordinary. People around me might have expected grief, sorrow, maybe even shock. But for me, it was simply a fact. Life went on. I took the bus to the old people's home where she had lived. The sun was hot, beating down on the streets of Algiers. Everything smelled ordinary, familiar. I saw the people coming and going, a mix of townsfolk I had seen many times before. At the funeral, the men walked quietly, with some kind of respect for the dead, the women curious to see inside the house. I followed the procession, but the ritual, the words, the tears, they didn't reach me. After the ceremony, I returned home. The house was the same as always, quiet and empty. I went about my days as usual, sleeping, working, swimming, eating, sometimes going out to watch the world. Nothing changed. Life was simple and repetitive, and that simplicity satisfied me. I didn't think much about the past or future. I didn't feel love or hatred intensely. I didn't dream of greatness. I existed. That was enough. I spent my days in routines, sometimes wandering the streets, sometimes swimming at the beach. On one of these days, I started spending time with my neighbor, Raymond. Raymond was rough, careless, sometimes cruel. He had relationships with women in ways that others might call immoral. He wanted my help with a plan involving a woman he claimed had been his former lover. I agreed, almost without thinking. The plan seemed absurd. We confronted the woman, manipulated her, and in the process, I watched events unfold without emotion, without judgment. It didn't feel wrong or right, it simply was. One afternoon, Raymond and I went to the beach. There, we met an Arab man, the brother of the woman, and some of his friends. Tensions escalated. Words were exchanged. A small fight broke out. I watched quietly, detached. Later on the same beach, under the scorching sun, I saw the man alone. The heat burned my skin. The sand was hot, but I felt calm. I picked up Raymond's revolver. Without any clear reason, without any deep emotion, I shot him. He fell. I walked away. The action felt like a matter of chance, a momentary occurrence. Life had brought me to it, and I acted. Nothing more. Around this time, I had begun seeing Marie, a woman I liked. We swam together, walked through streets and markets, watched movies. It was simple, pleasant, but never overwhelming. I felt attraction, yes, but I never lost my detachment. We didn't talk about love deeply. We didn't promise eternity. Life was life, and pleasure was pleasure. Eventually, the police arrested me for the murder. Life became waiting, endless, and slow. The trial began. But it wasn't only about the murder. It was about me, my behavior, my attitude, my indifference. People were shocked that I had not cried at my mother's funeral. They said I was immoral, cruel, and godless. The courtroom was hot. The judges serious. The lawyers relentless. They analyzed my gestures, my silence, my thoughts. I said little. I explained nothing. For me, life had no grand meaning, and therefore nothing I did was extraordinary. It was all just ordinary. Yet the court condemned me, not only for the act of murder, but for failing to act according to social expectations. In my cell, I thought about life and death. I thought about the universe, about meaning, about God. I realized that life is absurd. It has no inherent purpose. We live, we act, we love, we hate, and then we die. The world continues, indifferent to our existence. And yet, in that indifference, I found freedom. If nothing matters inherently, then I am free to exist as I am, without pretending, without lying, without trying to satisfy the expectations of others. Waiting for death, I felt clarity. My life, my choices, my indifference, they were mine and mine alone. Now, I am ready. I am ready to meet my end without fear, without hope, without despair. The world is indifferent, and I am indifferent to it. And in that acceptance, there is peace. Life is what it is, and I accept it fully.